All right, just getting started, working some more on a tapestry blanket, and going to be talking about the tapestry pattern that I am giving out for free. So if there's I'll be showing that pattern here in a little bit and talking more about it, but in the meantime, I'm working on another tapestry pattern that I designed. This is a custom pattern for my grandson, actually, and I'm a young grandma, so I'm still also cool. But I did a Yoshi. His favorite character is Yoshi, so I did a Yoshi pattern with his name on it, and I am just working on the starting rounds here, or starting rows, you can say. Working on the border. I think I have 3 more rows of just this green and white before I go in. Hey little bird, good to see you, and thank you for the like. Hi Donna and Heather, good to see you guys. So I'm really close to actually putting color in this. So little bird, I put out a video today. I made the pattern that I've been talking about doing. Maybe I already told you about this yesterday. Anyways, I made a video today and put it out. So I've actually got the pattern out so I can email it to people on TikTok, and then on YouTube, I was able to make a post with some links, but TikTok won't let me put 2 links. Oh, you know what? I could combine that into one. Maybe I'll do that, combine it into one file, and then have it just be a link download. I wanted people to be able to easily download the pattern for free. Ah, little bird, you downloaded it from YouTube. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so I am... And did you have any issues with that download? That's the first time I've done something like that. Now, of course, at work, I have to send people links and stuff. I'm not, completely terrible with computer stuff, but that's the first time I've done something like that on social media. So, okay, no problems. Awesome. Good to hear. So I'll just pull this over for people who haven't seen the video yet. I just designed a real simple pattern. It's going to be a very simple tapestry, 5 colors. And you can tell, so it's only 80 stitches wide and 110 rows long. Tall. So depending on hook size, yarn size, this thing could be anywhere from like 12 inches by 18 inches to, it could be 3 feet wide, depending on how big. I'm just going to be working with a regular yarn. My guess is that it's going to be, we're working with a worsted weight yarn, just a regular size 4. And then I also crochet with a smaller hook. I crochet with a 4.25. So based on that, and actually based on the tapestry I'm doing here, because I will also use a half double crochet, I'm thinking mine's going to come out about 2 to 2.5 feet wide. So I'm super excited to get started on it. I am going to start that one on May 1st. That way I've got time to let everyone download the pattern, get the yarn that they need. I don't think it's going to take a bunch of yarn, and I didn't include yarn measurements or sizes or anything in this pattern. It's all very basic. And again, because everything's going to depend so much on the type of yarn you use and the color. You know what I should do? I should make another video probably explaining that, like the colors even are just based on the Hobby Lobby colors, because that's where I shop. That's where my yarn selection is. So some of those colors, I suppose if people have questions, we'll figure it out. It's not too hard. Hey Tasha. Hi Balto. Just working on a little tapestry blanket here, talking about the tapestry blanket pattern that I designed and made a video about it. So if you're on TikTok, you can go to my videos. Actually, it's one I just posted earlier today. And DM me if you're on TikTok. DM me and I will email you. If you DM me your email address, I'll email you the pattern. I'm doing a free pattern giveaway. And then starting May 1st in my lives, I will also be working on the pattern and going through the pattern instructions out loud. I know there's some people who work better that way. They prefer to just listen along. And then, so there will be that. And then I also did the pattern 2 different ways. I did a written pattern, and then I did a graph pattern as well. So those are all available. Hey, Wanda. Those are available, and those are free. So if you are on YouTube, oh, hey, Mr. Double, I'm sorry, I just missed you over there on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, or if you have YouTube, you can find me on YouTube. I've got the same username in both places. And YouTube will actually, I've got a post in my YouTube with the links. You could just download it from there too. So for all the people that are new joining in, I just designed this pattern recently. I wrote up, so I've got the instructions written out, and I've also got the graph version of those instructions as well. And I'm giving it out for free. So if you want a copy of it, if you are on TikTok, send me a DM with your email address. And I will also, I'm going to try to figure out how to just link it in my TikTok too. But on YouTube, you can go into my posts, and the 2 patterns are linked there in my posts. I will be starting that one May 1st and doing a live crochet along for anybody who wants to crochet along. Oh, Little Bird, thank you for the heart. Hi, Gina. Good to see you. And if you've not done a tapestry blanket before, and if you have any questions before May 1st, you're welcome to pop into my lives or comment on any of my videos. I will go through it when I'm initially starting it. I will go through and kind of explain what I'm doing for people who are new to tapestry crochet. But essentially, tapestry crochet is using color changes to make pictures in your crochet. So the one I'm working on right now is the border of a Yoshi blanket, but I have written the pattern for this one that's going to come out to be a snake plant. And because it's not going to be super big, I am thinking about doing a couple of other houseplant ones, like maybe making a 4 square pattern, and each square has the house plant in it. So I don't know, I like house plants. So I was really excited when that pattern, I thought it came out really well. So I would definitely do another plant. I would probably do a monstera. But if anybody else here can think of any other easy house plants, you don't want too much detail. They got to be house plants with big old fat leaves. Otherwise, you're going to have a billion color changes. Hi, Stina. Hi, Gloria. Good to see you. And Jeff, good to see you. Oops, let me get back over here. So just chatting away and talking about what I'm doing, which is working on this tapestry. This is a custom tapestry I'm doing of a Yoshi blanket, and then I'm going to be doing another tapestry live on May 1st, and I did a video about that earlier. So, Little Bird, are you still in here? I'm not sure if anybody is joining in here has been following along or seeing the giveaway blanket that I'm making. So I'm working on this pattern called Floral Fantasia. Okay, there you are. Good to see you. Okay. I wanted to show you where I'm at with the giveaway Floral Fantasia. I know you're working on one right now. I actually saw your video earlier. So I brought the giveaway blanket so I can show where I am in real life, because the videos that I'm releasing, I'm ahead in real life. At the beginning, as you know, the patterns or the rounds go faster. And then as time goes by, the rounds become longer and longer. So I kind of build up some videos at the front end to help on days where it might take me a day or 2 to get through a color change. So I always have content. But I did bring the giveaway blanket so people in my life can see where I'm at in real life versus I think today I maybe posted that I just finished through round 16. But in real life, we are, I want to say round 32 or 33. So it's square now. Hey, Erin, thank you for the heart. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate it. So the giveaway blanket is finally square. It just squared off a couple of rounds ago. And, you know, it's quite a bit bigger. I think in the video I just did, I want to say I maybe just did a video either through this round right here, this one here, or this one here. I can't remember. I'm a little bit further ahead in real life though. So I like to bring this in and show people where I'm at, because eventually it's going to be too big to haul around anymore. It's just one of those ones where I pick a place in the house that becomes my crochet spot for a project that big. So like the vibes blanket I did, it was around Christmas time that I was working on it, and I had my Christmas tree downstairs, and it was just incredibly cozy and warm. So I did most of that blanket down there, so I had all my setup down there. And so I'm not sure where this giveaway blanket is going to end up. It'll probably end up being made in this chair that I'm in right now, because it's getting to be summer and I love crocheting in my loft in the summer. Little Bird said I had to frog 3 sides after I posted that video. Oh, double crochet in the wrong fans. Yes. Oh my gosh. And it's like heartbreaking to have to frog any part. I mean, even one side of this pattern, when you're up in the 50s plus, those rounds start to take some actual time. I had to frog something in my friend's blanket that I'm making, which again is another floral fantasia. I really am obsessed with that pattern. I had to frog something in hers, and it actually it just hurt my heart, because I think the round, whichever round it was, I'm in the 70s. It had to have been one of the ones that's creating the ruffles, you know, where there's like 3 kajillion stitches in each round, and I think it was one of those, and I was like off by a cluster or something. I couldn't fix it in the next round. I could not. So, and of course the mistake was almost at the beginning of that round, so that was really frustrating. Hey guys, just working on a tapestry blanket here, getting ready to, oh, you know what, I finished a row and I forgot to mark it off. You guys, I'm gonna have a problem every single time I've done this. This is gonna be easier to do when I'm doing the free pattern. I'm gonna plug it again for people that are new in here. I created this pattern here. I had made a tapestry crochet pattern that I'm giving for free. So if you're interested in this, on TikTok, head over to my post and just go look at one of the last videos I made. You can DM me and I will email you the pattern. And if you are on YouTube, the pattern is in my post. I was able to link it in my post. And then I think tomorrow I'm going to see if I can make a link to just download the pattern in TikTok, which would be easier. So, all right, I've got, oh man, I think I might be on the final round before I actually get to start adding color. This is getting really boring here. Yes, this is my last round where I'm only doing green and white. So I actually get to start doing color changes. And then I can show you guys what I do to keep track of multiple balls of yarn, because those can get a little out of control. Wrangling that in. Little Bird says, of course, it's all good. A reminder for me to pay attention and slow down. Yes, and I have found that I need to count more often. I had... I think the first couple blankets that I worked on from this gal, this pattern writer, I was so confident in my skills because I've been crocheting for so long, but nothing at that level before then. So I learned to count before I finished a row before I finished a round. I would start counting, because even getting to the end of a side and having the count be off is incredibly annoying. So, oh man, I can't wait to get to the end of this. Let me see, the next side is gonna have green, white, black. Okay, so it must be the bottom of the outline of Yoshi's shoe. So the pattern I'm making is a blanket of Yoshi with sticking his little tongue out, Yoshi from Mario, and then on top of his tongue is the name of the boy that the pattern is made for. And I'm about to start on the next row here, finally putting in Yoshi's shoe outline. I can't remember how many. There's going to be a place kind of in the middle of this pattern where there's going to be a lot of color changes, and I prefer to work on tapestry if I can weave in the ends. So sometimes you can't weave in the ends. So Little Bird, have you done, thank you for the rose, Little Bird. Have you done tapestry crochet before? And forgive me if I've already asked you this. I am trying to remember all the different things that I'm learning about people. And I am started, like you and Abby and Wanda, I'm starting to remember you guys and know what we've talked about before. But please, if I ask you something multiple times, it is my perimenopause and my awful memory these days. It's also causing me to forget words that I know. I'm over this. I'm ready to be on the other side. Little Bird says, okay, so you haven't done tapestry crochet before. One thing I love about it is it's literally just, for me, it's going to be a half double crochet. You can do single if you want. I prefer half double. It gives a bigger stitch. And I think double crochet is just too long and skinny. But I mean, if you can do a half double crochet, and if you can count and change colors, that's all it is. Super easy. Little Bird says post-menopause. Oh, please tell me it doesn't get any better after. I just thought it was like the hormonal fluctuations. I didn't mean to turn this into a chat about women of a certain age, but whew, this has been crazy. I've spent my whole life being good at what I do and being a fairly intelligent person, and all of a sudden every other word I say is and I can't remember half the words I'm trying to say anymore. It's been really interesting. So all right, come on. So this blanket that I'm working on is 200 stitches wide, and it's also, this blanket is done in like landscape mode, I guess. So the picture is going to be sideways. The other two, so I've made designed two other patterns. These are Christmas blankets for my grandsons, and each of them got a custom blanket with their name on it and their favorite little video game character. So my other two that I made are going to be in regular, like, portrait mode, where the character is up and down. This one is sideways, so I'm actually working the height of the blanket right now. That's why these rows are taking me so long. These are quite a bit longer. And if I were doing just a blanket for a person, just one person, and I were doing it, normal, where I'm working the width and then I work up the length, I would probably do maybe 150 to 160 stitches. But this is a child's blanket, so this one's going to be 200 stitches long, and I think it's 150 rows wide. So I think of the three, this one's actually the easiest one, the simplest pattern. The other two patterns have more color changes. So Little Bird, what are you crocheting on right now? And how many projects do you have going on? I had somebody ask me the other day how many. I need to make a video and show, because I think I have 5 maybe right now. One of them is actually 2 of them are sweaters. One of them was the sweater that I started on my lives last week or the week before, and that one got graduated up to my little travel backpack. I have this little crochet backpack thingy, and that goes with me. So when my husband is going somewhere and I'm riding with him, I'll usually whip out my crochet and work on it. So I work on those sweaters, and then there was one that I was working on, and that one's actually done. I just have to sew it up, and I was going to make a video on that for anybody who's interested in how to do a cocoon sweater. Super simple. And then 2 floral fantasias. One is a giveaway blanket. One is one that I'm making for a friend of mine that I'm going to enter into the fair. I actually got all the rules. My fair, and if you win, you get $5. So I don't know what I'm going to do if I win. And then I'm working on this, and then in 2 weeks I'll be working on another tapestry blanket. So I've got a lot going on. Little Bird's working on floral fantasia blanket, a shawl, and an amigurumi fairy. I can't pronounce that word. A fairy. What do you do with the stuff that you make? I'm always curious what people do. Oh, there you go. You have 7 grandchildren. They have a list of wants for you to make. I love that. So that is, my grandkids came out and visited in March for my birthday, and I just hadn't seen them in such a long time. It was so cool to spend time with them. And they had asked me to make them some little characters from a video game they like. Okay, I've got some tangles here. There's a video game maybe called Unraveled, and they wanted me to make some characters from that video game, which, you know, it looked like it's yarn wound around a body of some sort. But after I started describing to my grandson, okay, this is the stuff I need to buy, he watched me. I was crocheting on something else, and he goes, Mimi, could you just make me a flat one, like the blanket you're making? So I ended up just hand crocheting out these little characters. And that was the first time I've ever made anything that wasn't a blanket or a sweater. So, hey, Writing is Fun is back. You're back. You're back. I'm working on the tapestry blanket here, and you guys, finally I actually have to start counting now because I get to add in a color. So I'm working on this, but I got my pattern out for the other tapestry. We're going to start that one May 1st. So get your colors ready. All right, so I actually need to roll a little bit of black yarn. One thing that I do when I'm making a tapestry, I don't like to work directly out of a large skein of yarn. I have learned the hard way that I like to work from balls of yarn. So Little Bird says, whatever I make goes into a cabinet, so I always have a gift ready. I love that. I love that. I've got like a list of people that I want to make gifts for, so I feel like if I can ever get to the end of that list, I would love to actually start making stuff ahead of time. Okay, so my tip for tapestry crochet, because I am about to start having more colors, is to make balls of yarn. Don't work directly out of the skein. The only exception is I've been working off of a skein of white because I knew I had this massive amount of white in the background, and I knew it was going to take up nearly a skein of white. So I was okay not working on little balls of yarn. But I do recommend making balls of yarn to work with, working out of the skein, because you're going to be switching these around, switching the order of these around. And I also like to work on multiple balls of the same color. So if I've got, you know, if I'm working across my pattern, let me pull this up for example here. I will have my brownish red whatever here, then I'm going to have the white color, then black, then red, then black, then white, then red. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just as I do this line right here, I'm going to have 7 balls of yarn hanging off of my blanket. Each one of these pieces of color gets their own ball of yarn. Some people do it differently. Some people will just carry their thread behind the picture. I prefer, if I can, to just weave in my ends. So I carry multiple balls of yarn. That's the way I'll be showing you guys when I do this. But just know if the way I show you is frustrating or difficult, that's totally fine. Writing is Fun says, for color changes in tapestry, could I fasten off and weave in for color changes? Absolutely. That's and you probably commented that right before I started talking about it. So yes, that's exactly what I do. I like to weave in my ends. I don't, and you will see, if you look at other videos of tapestry, you will see other people carrying their yarn across. Like maybe they would finish up this green here, and maybe there's some more green 10 stitches away. They'll just carry this green behind and pick it up and start What I don't love about that is I don't like to have the strings behind. Some people are okay with it. And some people's tapestries are so complicated, you wouldn't be able to have a ball of yarn like what I'm describing. This really only works with fairly simple patterns. Hey, oh my gosh, Erin. Okay, so I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I imagine it's Erin. So I'm going to call you Erin, and it's so good to see you. I was actually thinking about you earlier today. You had asked a while ago about some tapestry stuff, and I was like, I don't really have any tricks for color change because they're so simple, but I am going to be doing a tapestry live. Go check out some of my last videos that I posted. I'm going to be doing a tapestry and going over all my little tips and tricks. Little Bird says, I'd like it to look the same on both sides. Is that possible? Yes. So the way I was describing earlier, that's the way I'm going to work. I'm going to work so that I have a clean blanket that's nearly reversible, like almost looks exactly identical on both sides. So let me show you. That's what I'm working now. Obviously, it's much easier when you don't have a ton of yarn coming out of this, but let me show you here a close-up. So this is my wrong side. Everything's labeled right side and wrong side. I've also seen people call it like front and back. Most patterns that I've seen for tapestry are called right side and wrong side. So here's my right side. I've got my color changes. I'm doing all of my color changes and keeping all of my strings and keeping all of my yarn on the wrong side. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that here. Let me get my hook. On my wrong side, I don't know if you can see where the yarn, do you see that little, I've got like these little loops where I'm carrying the yarn up to the next row. And then when I do start to have yarn where like it's stepping over, right now everything's lining up perfectly, so it looks amazing, of course, but eventually I'm gonna have a place where I'm gonna have some white on top of some green or something like that. Then I might work over, I might just crochet over a couple of strings if I need to. I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do as I get to it. A lot of this stuff I just had to kind of figure out and guess because I saw a tapestry one time and I was like, oh my gosh, I could totally do something like that. And then I just grabbed up a pattern. It didn't really come with instructions. It was very similar to the pattern that I am giving everyone for free. So best of luck. Just kidding. Yay. Okay, Erin, I'm so glad that you came in. And if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I'm really sorry. But yes, so I'll show you every little thing that I can think of, all the little tips and tricks that I have come up with. And I'm sure there is so much more. But I do enjoy tapestry crochet. So, all right. The next thing I'm going to do is figure out how much black yarn I need. This sounds silly, but I want to make if I'm not going to have a ton of color changes, I don't want to make this huge ball of yarn. So I'm just going to pull up here and see. So I've got 9, 15, 25. Okay. So I think the size of the ball of yarn I'm working on right now is probably appropriate. Now I'm digging around. Oh, and everyone can see my head and my hair. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking desperately for a pair of scissors that I think are not in here now. Oh, there they are. Okay. Goodness. Okay, so I'll always keep your little scissors close because you're going to be cutting a billion strings. If you do it the way that I do it. If you carry your stuff across, you won't be cutting nearly as many strings as I cut. And then you could also work off of the whole skein of yarn too. Okay, so let me figure out where I'm at. I have to do my 10 white. So this is also where I start because I like to work on the written pattern. So the written pattern tells me jelly bean, which is my green color. It says jelly bean times 10, white times 23, black times 9. The whole premise is you do that number of stitches. So I did my 10 jelly bean. Now I'm switching over to my white and I need to do 23 white. So I got 2, 3, Creative Writing is Fun says, do you just leave the balls of yarn attached until the end? I do. And you will see that the balls of yarn are going to come and go. I don't know how else to describe that. Let me pull up this picture here. So when I pointed out earlier that I would have 7 balls of yarn when I'm working on this section down here, right? As I start to work up in this section, now I'm going to have red, white, black, green, black, red. So what happens is I'm going to end up wrapping up one round will have no red in it at all, or like I'll be completely done with the pot, and then I will no longer have that ball of yarn or those balls of yarn. This is probably going to end up being a couple of balls of red yarn. When we come into the green, like there's going to be multiple balls of yarn here, guys, and we do start from the bottom and work our way up. I designed that intentionally because I think this is a great place to get your feet wet down here before you get up into the more complicated part of the pattern. So if we look at this up here, I'm going to have red, white, black, yellow, green, yellow, black, green, black, yellow, green. You see how many color changes just to get to halfway through the plant. But eventually this leaf is going to peter out and it's going to be gone. And then we will be tying off our green up here, weaving in all of our ends into the leaf below. And then you'll go back to just having this white pattern. So I think starting at the bottom, working your way up is perfect because it's much simpler down there. And really, it's just color changes. It's annoying. That's all it is. It's not hard. It's just annoying. So, and it's also super satisfying at the end, I think, because it looks so impressive. Everybody that's seen that Bronco blanket is like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And really, I just did some half double crochet and counted. That's literally it. So, all right, so I need to do 23 white, and I have done 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. Okay, and this is pretty much what the live is going to look like when I'm doing this. I will be talking more clearly and not having as much side chatter, but I'm essentially going to say out loud what I'm doing. I think the part that's going to be hardest is if you crochet a little bit slower than I do. So I will also try to slow it down a little bit, but YouTube saves all the videos and you can go back. Let me just double check because I have been yakking. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, so I got my 23. I'm going to show you, for people who have not done something like this before, I'm going to show you how I do a color change for tapestry. No color change is going to be exactly perfect. It's just the nature of how stitches are. It's going to be rustic. You can come back in. If you wanted really even straight lines, you could come back in and do a slip stitch on top to create a border, or you could even go in with some yarn and do almost like an embroidery and fill it in, but it's not going to be perfect. No one's ever looking at them super close up anyways, but it's about as good as I can get it, and I've been crocheting for a long time. So when I do a color change, I just finished my 23rd stitch, and when I do a color change, I really don't want to finish out the stitch. So I'm going to pull this one out real quick and show you what I would do. So my next color is black. All right, so, and I have to do my final white stitch. I'm doing a half double crochet, so I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the stitch below, pull up a loop. So I've got 3 loops on my yarn, and normally you would just yarn over, pull through all, and that would complete your stitch. But instead of yarning over and pulling through all, this is where I'm going to attach my new color. So when you have the 3 loops on your hook, I'm going to grab my black yarn. I've got the end here. I like to leave a good sized tail on these, you guys. I recommend at least 7 inches. I'm not, you just need to have plenty of yarn to be able to weave in, and sometimes you need to travel to another place before you can weave in. There might be places where you have only 1 or 2 stitches of a certain color. So you need to be able to carry your yarn a couple of extra inches to somewhere where you can weave it in a little more carefully where there's another clump of stitches of that color. So give yourself, like I try to do about 7 inches. Okay. I also hold, here's my yarn tail down here. I hold that in back of my work, or if I'm working on the wrong side, I would hold it in front. So wherever the wrong side is, that's where your tail points. And you just pick up and finish your stitch with the new color. Now I'm going to pull some of those strings a little tighter, and you see now, see if I can get it close enough. So the loop when I finish the stitch that's left is in the new color. And now I'm going to do my new color, which is 9 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I just finished my 9th stitch, but instead of finishing my stitch, I'm going to pick up my next color, which is 148 white. So, and this is also now where I have an issue because I either have to carry my white across, which I don't want to do, or I can crochet over it with the black. That is an option, but sometimes it shows through. I don't prefer doing that. So really what I need to do now is start another ball of white. Let's see if I can reach. All right, I think I got it. I did. Please tell me this is white. Yes. Why does this feel so different? Okay, so I did have another skein of white. Now I'm going to make a ball of white, and I'm still going to finish. I've got this long side where I know, because I've seen the pattern, I know I've got a ton of white on this one side of the pattern. So I'm just going to keep this skein, start a new ball, and moving forward, I will not keep a full skein anymore. I will roll balls of yarn individually for these. Writing is fun says, what type of tension should we use? That's going to be up to you. I prefer a loose tension. A loose tension is going to make a drapier fabric. So you can see how, I mean, I don't know what, if there's another word. It's drapey. It's not super stiff. If you use a single crochet, if you use tight tension, small yarn, all of those things are going to affect your overall finished product. So I would recommend, if you're not sure yet how this would come out for you. Like, I know when I have to do something, I can read a pattern. I can usually get an idea of what the finished product is going to feel like just because of my experience. So I would recommend for you, grab some of your scrap yarn, do maybe a 30 stitch. You know, you want it wide enough. 30 stitches would be about this wide right here. You want it wide enough that you can actually see what it's going to feel like, but do a chain of 30 and then just start doing half double crochet all the way across. Just do a square of 30 half double crochets. And I don't know how many rows, but with half double crochet, you're probably looking at 30 rows high or something. Just do that and make yourself a little test patch and see if your fabric is really stiff. If you like it stiff because you want to do a wall hanging, awesome. I mean, and if you're going to make a wall hanging out of this, you don't want drapey loose fabric. I did hear somebody the other day was saying they would do a wall hanging with it. I've heard, I was planning on doing a lap blanket, but now I'm realizing it's going to be kind of small for that, or a throw blanket. So I think I'm going to end up designing a couple more of these, and I'm just going to make a big blanket with 4 different house plants in it. So that would be my recommendation, depending on what you're going to do. And what do you think you're going to do with yours? I mean, are you looking to make a blanket, or, you know, are you looking to do something more like a wall hanging? I've seen people take their tapestries when they get done and they put like a wooden dowel and they wrap some yarn and hang it up. It looks really cool. It looks really cool. One of the only reasons why I would struggle with something like that personally in my house is I've got a dog, and so I feel like dog hair would just settle on that. I have the coolest dog in the world, though, so that does help. I have to forgive her hair. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. All right. Because I'm doing this white, but also I know Yoshi's tail is going to get in the picture here soon. I don't have to cut off too much yarn. I do have to find my scissors, though. Oh, I'm going to have to find a way to organize myself. That's not going to work. You guys are my guinea pigs while I make sure I can actually do this live. Okay. Well, criminy, I just realized if I use this little ball of yarn where I have to do this 148 stitches, I'm going to end up with my skein of yarn on the wrong side. I want my skein of yarn over here where I've got all these hundreds of stitches left to do with this white. So I'm actually going to cut this skein loose, and now I can show you guys what I do when I end a string. So I always cut 6-7 inches, give myself plenty of room to weave in. Usually you've got two strings real close to each other, almost always. So I'm just gonna grab these two and I'm gonna give them a double knot, quick double knot. Don't pull too hard. I will tell you this, I learned this the hard way. If you pull too hard, you could end up squishing the stitch of the new yarn you just attached and almost eliminate that stitch completely, and then your stitch count will be off in the next round and you'll never know what you did, and you'll count and count for hours before you find out what you did was you pulled a knot too tight and basically closed up one of your stitches. Writing is Fun says, I'll likely give mine to my mother. If it looks decent, I plan to use the yarn I currently have rather than buying more. Very cool. Always use scrap yarn. I don't have any yellow yarn in my stash. I've never crocheted with yellow, so I'm going to be going to the Dollar Tree. I think that my Dollar Tree sells yellow yarn, so I am all about using up what you have. And I actually think I might actually have almost all of these other colors too, just from projects I've done. All right, so again, I'm adding a new yarn, so I'm giving myself at least 7 inches. I'm working with the right side or front side facing me, so that means I'm going to hang my yarn tail behind my work. If the wrong side were facing me, I would hang the tail in front of my work. So I just hold it back here. I'm kind of pinching the stitch, the black stitch that I didn't complete. I'm just pinching the yarn so it doesn't scooch anymore. And I'm going to finish out my final black stitch with my white yarn. And there, as you can see, I have a black stitch, but my next stitch starts in white. And this little loop right here, this is the top of the next stitch. Your loop is actually in front of your stitch. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Of course, this is black yarn. This is impossible to see, but your loop is always right in front of the stitch. So then I'm going to grab some of these loose strings behind, and I'm just going to give them a little tug. I just want to tighten them very loosely. That made no sense. I want to tighten them very lightly. I'm not trying to yank anything down because, again, it's really easy to accidentally over tighten, and then you end up disappearing one of your stitches. And you'll know the first time you do this, if you go back and you count and you are like less one stitch, you probably over tightened. I did that 3 or 4 times. Little bird needs to go. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. And it was good to talk with you. Thank you for coming in. Writing is Fun says, thank you for sharing your knowledge. Your videos have been very helpful. Yes. Well, and I didn't know you were a beginner. I wish I was better at tutorials and stuff, and just better at training in general. I feel like there's so many creators out there who do these incredible step-by-step things. For me, I'm more about the showing you little weird things that could happen or go wrong, because I had to learn them the hard way myself. There's this Floral Fantasia pattern that I'm working on that I'm starting to do some videos about when I come across things that really threw me off the first couple times I worked on it. So, but look, there's the bottom of his little shoe. The next round, there will probably be some more black around this, and we'll probably start working in the orange. I think his little shoes are orange. I'm excited to see this come together. I actually want to make progress videos on it because I think seeing people's progress videos are awesome. But so far there's not been much to show, so I'm excited to actually be able to show some videos. I do like this part of a tapestry where I don't actually have to count, because I know, because I have a border on this, my last color on this, my first color is always 10 green, and my last color is also always 10 green. So right now what I'm working on is just the remaining number of white stitches before I have to switch back to the green. Oh goodness, it's already almost 7:15. We'll have to see how these other lives go. I don't know if I'm going live too late or too early or too long or too short. I really just don't know how all this works. So if anybody has feedback, I'll take it. How much more? This feels like it goes on forever. I mean, 148 stitches that's a lot of stitches. And again, I am working on a larger blanket, and I am working the length of the blanket. So normally I would be working from the bottom up. This one, the picture is sideways, so my whole blanket here is sideways, and so I'm actually working the longest part instead of the shortest part. Writing, tell me, because I'm going to be leaving here in a minute, but have you made any blankets before? I feel like I might have asked you that. I feel bad. I do know I asked people the same question a couple times. It's hard for things to stick in my head, especially right now. If I were just sitting face to face with you having a conversation, I would remember. So I'm glad to be here. As long as you aren't tired, the time you end is perfect. Yes. Okay. I am. Yes. So I do like ending at 7:15 because I still get a little bit. I still need to get a little bit of stuff done before I go to bed. And I've mentioned before, I wake up early, so I go to bed early. Writing has not done a blanket, but you will one day. Well, I think this tapestry thing will be a great place for you to start. It will make a very small throw, but if you like this, then you can just make the other 4 pieces of it too and end up with a full blanket for your mom. So, all right, people, I am wrapping up my conversation because I am getting ready to go. Thank you for coming by. Little Bird, I know you're already gone. Writing, it was so good to talk with you. And Aaron, if you're still in there, it was good to see you too. Come back and let's chat more, because I do want to work on tapestry stuff with you too. I know you've mentioned that before. So, all right, people, have a great night, and I will be back tomorrow.